Sorry.
It's the NFL on EA Sports.
Playing at Pittsburgh.
Features Shaq Thompson. He was terrific defensively last week with the 11 tackles. It's the Panthers and the Steelers on Monday Night Prime Time.
So the Steelers offense getting set for their first drive. And they will be led out by their second-year quarterback.
And normally in this spot, we talk about passing numbers from last week, but this time, it's all about the rushing. 3 times he found the end zone in his last ball game. He is a do-everything quarterback, and you have to expect we'll see him call his own number here as well.
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. A look at the numbers for Harrison last week's game. He was, without a doubt, one of the catalysts in that victory.
And he can really be the glue that makes this offense go, because when defenders have to commit to stopping him, that just opens up more opportunities in the passing game.
To throw on second down, Gibson. Oh, he had a
Motherfucker.
Free, but he overshot him, and it's incomplete. George Pickens, his intended receiver there, and it's third down.
Dude, really got to do it all myself.
To pick up the first. You look at this Carolina defense. They've been very good. And now off to the races down the right side. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
He's a talented runner. That means he's always looking for bigger
I gotta do it myself.
Certainly found some bonus yards there beyond the first down marker, and this early drive will continue with that extra jolt from his legs.
All right, I literally got to do it for myself.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Rolling to his right. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down.
Fast, slow, it doesn't matter. If you give a quarterback enough room to escape, He can hit you for a big gain. You've got to give him a little more focus moving forward.
On 1st and 10, Gibson escaping the pressure right. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down.
Partner, there's a downside to everything, and the danger of man coverage is if you're locking down your target, you often turn your back to the quarterback and you don't see him. Sometimes you open up a big lane for him to hit you for big.
And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Their mobile quarterback. Touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Steelers have answered that early field goal to take a first-quarter lead.
I mean, I get the 4,000 yards, but I will win the Super Bowl.
And while there's no guarantee that all the points they score
Just saying.
weekend are going to hold up and be the average all year long, they're certainly starting to set that type of a pace. And what you do with that?
Really?
So Pittsburgh retakes the field for their second offensive possession. As this offense comes back out here, Charles, they're trailing in this ball game. And they've been on the sideline for a while. They did score their last time out, but they just had to watch that long, sustained drive. So we'll see if they can shake the rust off.
Yeah, that's always a question that you have when you have to come off the bench after having sat there for a long time. Are you ready to go? Are you loosened up? But even more so, are you mentally alert and ready to put your best product out there? Certainly a rarity for all but an elite couple of quarterbacks in this league to have a 100-yard day on the ground. Heck, even running backs don't hit the mark as often as they used to. Nice to see them keep calling his number once they saw he was in line for a special game.
So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Eluding the pressure right. He gets this one to Johnson. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Deontay Johnson, 37 yards. And the Steelers have taken the lead. Heck of a start to his season. He had 2 touchdowns in the opener last week, another one here in week 2.
Well, I don't want to call him a touchdown machine this early, but sometimes you get locked in, and you feel good about things. You get into that zone, and those touchdowns come in bunches. He may be off to that kind of a start.
It's like he was shot out of a cannon. I would imagine success this early, great momentum going forward for the rest of the year.
He keeps this up, they'll soon be chanting MVP anytime he touches the ball.
Their quarterback in this offense heading back out to the field. He had the touchdown pass last time they had it. And they'll start here with a 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Gibson. He'll get this to his tight end. That's Pat Freiermuth. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
Off the play fake. Gibson. And he fends him off. Now he'll escape to his right. And that'll be incomplete with the penalty marker down as well. And I think he was beyond the line of scrimmage when that ball left his hand. Yeah, we kind of sensed that one. He got a little too far forward before throwing, and that one will set them back.
And remember, the NFL level, being aware of where the line of scrimmage is crucial. And here's the other part.
Pressure
Fuck.
comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead him to 4th down. And this is a quarterback who's already had success on the ground in this first half, but
Shut up.
here comes the field general leading his offense back out there for the next possession. Been a decent start for him here in this first half, but bottom line, his team's losing. They got to fix something.
And it starts with him. He has to keep that little
All right.
quarterback strut going right now to make sure this team sees him as confident. Continue to try and up his game. But just let them know, hey, if I'm
Fuck.
around, if I'm the one calling signals and throwing the football, just follow me, we'll get there. Sometimes that will do more to elevate a team than anything else.
See if he has that confidence.
You know what? Fuck it.
Incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Sliding out of the pocket. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
Well, that turned out better than most of the passes he could have thrown on that snap. The coverage downfield was excellent, but the containment close to home left him a backdoor escape, and they paid dearly for not locking up.
Rolling to his left. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. So we are at halftime here on a Monday night. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll get started out at GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City, where it was the Chiefs who were able to come away with the home victory. Patrick Mahomes, 2 touchdown passes as his guys make amends for the setback in Week 1. From there, let's head west to see what's going on with the Raiders at home in Las Vegas. And they were winners in that one as they defeat the visiting Seattle Seahawks. Jimmy Garoppolo, 2 touchdown passes as his guys make amends for the setback in Week 1. Finally, we'll save the biggest for last as we head to AT&T Stadium to see what's happening with the Cowboys at home in Arlington. And they were winners in that ball game over the visiting New Orleans Saints. Dak Prescott, 3 touchdown passes as his guys moved to 2-0 on the young season. In that first half, we saw the veteran Miles Sanders doing his thing. He wound up finding the end zone on a touchdown run to help give his guys the advantage here at the break.
The Steeler offense ready to get going to begin this third quarter. Well, Charles, in that first half, we saw a fair amount of offense on both sides of the football, and now the team trailing here will start with it in the third quarter.
And we both know this coach pretty darn well, don't we? Because his game planning is always on point. And now he's getting the ball to start the second half. How about all the offense that you already referenced in the first half? They'll put that all together and come out with something really strong, I believe, to get things going here in the third quarter.
From the midfield strike, they'll look to throw. Flush to his right. Here's one deep for Pickens. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. George Pickens, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Steelers come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter. Well, you know he can be explosive, and he's ultra-explosive there on the fly route.
And you know how many times we've talked to coaches and we've had quoted back to us, well, you know something? When you execute really well, it doesn't matter if they know it's coming or not. Well, sometimes athleticism beats you as well. He just took off and went. That's almost like one of your Turkey Bowl games, isn't it? Just go long, man. I'll hit you. And it worked really well for them.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. They had gotten the lead with the opening drive touchdown in the third quarter. Now they relinquish that lead back. Could be in for an interesting second half.
It certainly appears that way, doesn't it? Almost turning into one of those pendulum games, right? Where it swings back and forth, and who's going to make the play that changes that maybe it puts it on one side and keeps it there.
Here's one deep for Pickens. And got his man complete. Touchdown. George Pickens. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Steelers have taken the lead here in this third quarter.
I know we often laugh, and sometimes we even exalt the guys who are great trash talkers and give us some really funny lines. But the bottom line is absolute production on the field. His second touchdown of the game, and they lead.
And now they'll be looking to their defense to preserve that lead. So here are the Steelers to take over on offense. They were winners last week against Cincinnati, and right now they are in the driver's seat in this ball game as well. Throwing to start the drive. Gibson flushed out right. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
As a corner, you have to be able to run with guys step for step downfield in man coverage and make up ground quickly in zone. You have to put yourself in position to make plays, just like that one we saw there.
Escaping the pressure right. Here's one deep for Pickens. And that's going to be incomplete.
Ah, come on.
Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
And that's caught inside the 35. And in for the Steelers touchdown. George Pickens. A dynamo since the break. 3 third-quarter touchdowns. And the Steelers get another third-quarter touchdown to add on to that lead.
And this is obviously quite a performance. And most of the time when we talk about someone putting a team on their back, I think we're talking about a guy who runs the football. In this case, it's a guy out wide catching it, and he's done exactly that. Truly leading his team right now towards victory.
3 touchdown catches. He's been the headliner. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. But they can thank their defense for another stop. And now look at the score, where they've got the football. They're looking pretty good.
They're looking excellent because now you're thinking to yourself, let's just take some time off the clock. Work it down. And, of course, you put another touchdown on the board, you can pretty much say bye-bye to this one.
Play calling here can be a little bit more conservative because of the lead.
A little bit more conservative. The biggest thing, everyone understands how to get the ball downfield and how to stay in bounds and make sure the clock keeps running. He's had a very nice day throwing the football, and I think on this play, he's just trying to buy some time so he can make another big throw downfield. Unfortunately, couldn't connect on that one.
Here's one deep for Pickens. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Going for the knockout blow right there. I think if I'm up 2 scores, I'd be worried about an interception, but playing this way is what got him this lead. So you may as well ride it out to the end.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. He got 29 yards that time. The passing game continues to be their friend, even with a stable lead here in the fourth. Charles are going back to that well.
Yeah, with their overall philosophy, you know that they trust their quarterback. He's been able to throw it well. They continue to throw these safe passes. Who can blame them?
This offense really looking polished these first couple of weeks. Here's 1st and 10. Eluding the pressure right. This is caught. Touchdown! Deontay Johnson with a 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th in the year. And the Steelers are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th-quarter lead. So an important touchdown right there is now they're really beginning to pull away.
Yeah, this was a tight game until not too long ago. But since then, they've hit the accelerator. And they pushed
poor motherfucker.
Quarter, and I don't see them looking back.
Fuck. I'm in pain.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Oh, a nice throw here, right side. He hauls it in. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. Another first down as he went right back to the same well, this time for 17 yards. Back to throw. Gibson, flush to his right. That is caught at the 7. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it here in the 4th, and boom. Open man is Johnson. Touchdown Steelers. It's a 6-yard touchdown pass. And the Steelers are on their way to a 2-0 start. Looking like they're well on their way to a 2-0 start. All smiles right now on that sideline, isn't it?
As well there should be. It's hard to win a game in the NFL. We hear it all the time. We know that it's difficult. But guess who's smiling? But inside is thinking 24-hour rule because we're going to have to play again next week.
Boss man.
Oh, without a doubt. The head coach, he wants them to feel good, but at the same time, find a way to keep improving.
Out comes the Steeler offense now, ready to see what they can do here. Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate. But we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Looking to throw. Gibson flushed out right. Open man is Johnson. Touchdown Steelers. Deontay Johnson. An 11-yard touchdown. Now the Steelers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. I'll tell you what, Charles, I know that you don't put a ton of stock into power rankings and things of that nature, but another score here, and 2 weeks into the season, this is maybe the most impressive team in the NFL. Would you agree?
Well, they've certainly sold me as they've sold you. And I agree with you, no question about it. They won easily last week. They're on their way to another lopsided victory here. They're definitely a team to be reckoned with, and they are serving notice to the rest of
the Steeler offense set to regain possession. They have that feeling that has to be the best. You just go out in complete control of this game here for hopefully one final possession.
And it's a culmination of preparation that began with something along the lines from the head coach of, we're going to win this weekend, and here's how we're going to get it done. And covered all the details that went into it.
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
And to me, that touchdown allows you to start winning widely on your side. I think they pretty much locked this one away.
Yeah, that's the clincher, the proverbial icing on the cake, if you will. Well, this was a fun one today if you like points. A lot of them went on the board. Both offenses were clicking. Charles, these defenses, meanwhile, have a little something to clean up before their next contest.
Yeah, neither end zone had a stop sign in it, did they? I mean, for both sides, visit it, and with frequency. Not fun to be a defensive player, but on the offensive side of the ball, those guys had a blast. One team came away with a victory, even better for them.
So for the Steelers, they used a favorable early schedule to their advantage as they move to 2-0. And they will hit the road next week to take on Washington. Meanwhile, for the Panthers, they'll fall to 1-1. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week.
Total team effort today, guys.